I thought they wanted me to sing it in Korean, and I remember the camera crew was just like, what is in your hair? And then she said that they were open to seeing some very special 17-year-olds. There was like a big TV and then next to them was an American casting director. And welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience as a contestant on the new show A2K, which is made by JYP Entertainment and Republic Records. So it just came out on YouTube and I was watching back and it just brought back a lot of memories. So I asked on my Instagram if you wanted to see a video on it and I got an overwhelming yes. So here I am. So a little bit of background about me and my sort of K-pop auditioning experience is, first of all, yes, I'm half Korean and half Cuban, but I don't really speak Korean, and I grew up, like, I've lived in America my entire life, born here, like I just never felt that Korean. Initially, I saw an ad for the hybe geffen audition, and that's what piqued my interest in the K-pop realm, because I was used to doing like acting auditions and singing and stuff like that, but never really dancing. So that's kind of what also got me into dancing a little bit more. So after auditioning for hybe geffen a few times and going through like that process, which I can talk about a little bit more openly, if you guys want me to make another video on that, let me know, because I ended up not signing any contracts with them, so I can speak more freely, as opposed to A2K, which I did sign some stuff, so I'm not entirely sure what I can and can't talk about. So looking back, I'm gonna have to edit this carefully, but it's okay. Once I found the A2K project and I auditioned, I think I had to audition maybe twice or 3 times because they sort of renamed the project and like changed the casting directors and stuff like that a few times, so it was a little bit confusing, but overall I think a lot more organized than hybe geffen. No hate to them, again, like they're amazing, they're awesome, and they're just different. But regardless, I don't want to talk too much about my other K-pop auditioning experience. If you want to see a video on that, let me know, because I would love to talk about that, and I can talk about like companies that I passed, why I stopped auditioning, and the different experiences. Maybe even if you want some like tips and tricks that I learned, I'd love to share those. So I did the online round. There was like the pre-casting part of it, and then the casting, like the online audition, and then after that was the in-person audition, which I attended, and that's what they filmed. So I can include the videos. They're a little bit embarrassing, but I'll show the videos and the pictures and stuff of what I submitted for the pre-casting and then for the online audition round. And also another thing is that I submitted via email, and then I was like, and then they released like the official audition on the website, and then I think I was like, should I submit twice? They're like, no, it's fine. And then I didn't hear anything, and then I submitted twice, and then I passed, and I was like, okay. So I don't know if that is like a good piece of advice or not. Like, maybe don't do what I do, but also like maybe do it because it worked. I don't know. So another thing that I like when I was looking back at the initial audition online, in terms of the email, so I first, for like the pre-casting, I included my entire performance resume, so like everything, all of my like formal training, even like shows that I've been in, languages I speak, like different concerts I've been in, my vocal range, stuff like that, and then photos and videos. And then also another thing is that I think I was a little bit outside of the age group. I think I was maybe a little bit too old. Like I think the initial like age group was a little bit younger. So when I was looking at the email, I told them, I was like, I'm just outside of the age requirement, is this okay? Like, and then she said that they were open to seeing some very special 17-year-olds. So when I was 17, so she told me to still submit since I had just turned 17. So I learned a different dance for the like pre-casting, which I think was like a Jonas Brothers song or something like that. It was not good. So yeah, I'll include the videos that I submitted. Cause they'll never know you the way that I do. Yeah, today I drove through the suburbs to get me through it all. I let my guard down and then you pulled the rug. You remember it all, it was rare, I was there, I remember it all too. I could be such a gentleman, plus all my clothes would fit. Guys, I'm sorry. I cannot include that dance video. That is actually disgusting. I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. I can't. It's so bad. Like, oh my god, it's so bad. Wow. Wow. 모두 우릴 쳐다봐. 태양을 달리는 마차 계속 달려. Juicy, juicy, juicy. 중성이 울려 퍼진 down. 태양을 마음에다 쏴. I just wanna do this. Juicy, juicy. And then I'm not sure if I can share too much about the in-person audition, but I will say that it was at a location that I've been to, that I go to now for other like rehearsals and stuff like that, and it was really nicely done, and there were a bunch of like cameras and there were camera crews everywhere, like even checking in, and overall it was just really cool to see a bunch of other girls who were as like passionate and excited as me about what we were doing. And I think now I am a lot more experienced with auditioning and with dancing especially, so I would have done things a little bit differently, but by the same token, I don't have any regrets about participating in the audition because I thought it was a really fun experience. And even like for my parents and stuff, they did a lot of the correspondence through my parents since I wasn't 18 at the time, which I thought was also really important and really great because that's not something that I see as much with other K-pop companies. So my parents really liked that. I liked it. It was great because I think sometimes when you ask like a 16-year-old to come to a location for an audition alone, like that's kind of unsafe. But regardless, going into the project, I knew that it was going to be very similar to the itzy project, so I watched a little bit of that, and now as I'm watching the A2K episodes, I can see a lot of similarities, which is really cool and also very interesting. But overall I thought it was a really good experience. Of course it was a little bit scary and nerve-wracking to like audition in front of JYP casting directors and to meet them and to meet these other very prestigious like American casting directors and stuff too, but they were really, really nice, great with communication, and overall I thought the experience was a phenomenal learning experience. And they gave us a list of songs that we had to prepare for like this third or fourth round of the auditions, which are the ones that I think are kind of like in terms of copyright they're cleared, and those are the ones that they can air on the show. So that's why when you watch these episodes you'll see like a lot of girls did like Dala Dala and like a bunch of other songs. So for me, the songs that I prepared, I think they were both in English. I know that I learned the Feels by Twice, and I did like a private lesson with another dance company to prepare for that, which I remember being so much fun because I was not experienced in dance at all, but it really helped me kind of build up my confidence a little bit more. So I also didn't know, I'm such a noob, I didn't know that Dala Dala had an English version. So I remember when I was preparing and I was trying to sing Dala Dala, I thought they wanted me to sing it in Korean, and I was like, wait, I'm so confused because isn't this not supposed to be in Korean? Isn't it supposed to be in English? I learned the songs on my guitar, brought my guitar and everything, and when I walked into the room, I remember seeing everyone like stretching and stuff, and the camera crews, they were kind of choosing specific people to interview. I'm not entirely sure how they decided to choose who to interview versus who not to. It was kind of funny because I feel like I remember there was one girl who I think had her hair like done, like I think she had like the bubble braids. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I'll put a photo, but she had bubble braids, and I remember the camera crew was just like, "What is in your hair?" And she was like, bubble braids." And it was just kind of a very interesting interaction to see. I'm not sure if they included that in the final like episodes, but overall it was very entertaining to watch, and especially because I was so used to sort of like classical auditions. I mean, more for like classical, like, I don't know, piano and stuff. I'm so used to seeing everyone kind of like in the zone and like not talking to each other and looking through sheet music and stuff like that, or even like classical like voice or acting or whatever it may be, but everyone was obviously nervous because I mean it was a pretty high stakes environment, but still everyone was like smiling and nice to each other, which I thought was really cool. When I was in the room for the audition, I remember there was like a big TV that was like to my right or to my left, like in front of me, like here. Actually, no, it was like next to me. So basically I would stand like on like an X or like a little spot on the like a spot on the floor, and I had the casting director in front of me, the JYP casting director right in front of me, and then next to them was an American casting director, and then to the other side of them was like a camera person who was holding a camera, and then the camera was on your face, and then the big like TV had your face on it, so they saw like your full body, and then they would see like your face close up, which I thought was pretty interesting too. And then there were cameras like I think in all of the rooms just for like general filming purposes too. In terms of the other K-pop auditions that I've done, both in person and online, I would say that they were pretty similar. I guess if I'm talking about like the spectrum of like unsuccessful to successful K-pop auditions, in terms of the timing, like my standard K-pop audition, like let's say the first one that I did that wasn't so successful, that one was very quick. It was like go in and out and like that's it, as opposed to my most successful one, which is probably like 30 minutes ish of them like interviewing me and doing camera tests and taking photos and that kind of thing. It was probably more to the like unsuccessful part because it was very short. They asked me like, I think they asked me like a few questions, and they like asked me they were like recording. I think they might have asked me to like move in a different angle, but I do remember that you can choose one category for the audition. When you were in the room with the JYP casting director, you could either sing or dance, and they had me like I had to choose a song to dance to just in case. So they like had my phone and like they were ready to play the music, and then I just sung, and I didn't dance, I just sung. But I thought that was very interesting just because they kind of seemed like they wanted to speed up the process and like get everyone through, but not in a way that felt like weird or too sort of like clinical or like cookie cutter. It felt just like they were trying to be efficient, which felt very different from other auditions that I've done where they've just kind of been